Hey everybody, the Johnny Cage here, welcoming you back to some more of Let's Play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Last time we left off, we went through the 5th palace, grabbed ourselves our Poke Flute, and now we can use it to get rid of this damn Snorlax that's blocking the road right here. Although he looks much more spider-like. And we've got these little trap squares that we've got to navigate through. These guys, man, they have some amazing AI for being just rock throwers. They don't do a lot of damage to you, but man, are they dead on with throwing those rocks. Jeez, good AI, gotta give them that. You know, small golf clap for that. But, man, that'd be great if you got to fight like a giant monster. Not necessarily like a Snorlax, but if you just had, like, an out-in-the-open, like, boss fight, that would be pretty cool. I think they kind of, they missed an opportunity there with that being the way they could go. So, if you guys have noticed, you might have seen that my life is up to level 8 now. Did a little bit of grinding off-screen. Really, grinding, you know, it doesn't bother me. If you guys watch my videos, you know I'm pretty big on level grinding as it is. And, really, it doesn't require that much extra time outside of me playing the game. So, you know, why not? I'll do it. Ignore this graveyard right here. We definitely don't want to be in that graveyard. That's even worse than the original one from the Western continent. And up here, well, we got some tough enemies in these swamps. These flying guys put together with these eyeballs, which die in one shot now, but those eyeballs do a ton of damage if they get the chance to hit you. And up here in this corner, we actually have a 1-up that I totally forgot about even being here. Of course, we need to use the jump spell to get there. Do you? Yeah, because that looks like it's like 4 blocks high. Yeah, and you can't jump on me more than 3. Yes, got the extra life, and we get hit in the process. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, thanks, game. Really appreciate that. We were having a moment there, and then you go ruin it all. Jeez, those flying guys suck, by the way, man. That's why I really hate having, like, those big arm guy fights in the grassy fields where I fought the Tektites. If you run into them, then you also run into those flying dudes, and they suck so much. And, oh, jeez, well, yeah, there you go. There's a good idea of how much damage these things will do to you, because it is quite a bit. Now you might be wondering, oh man, I'm just getting beat up here. Come on, seriously, I can't die. Jeez. You might be wondering why I chose to level up my life rather than the attack. Well, at this point, leveling up the attack isn't going to matter that greatly. We're still going to do overall the same. It's going to require, I should say, the same amount of hits on a lot of the enemies we're going to run into from level 7 to 8. So, you know, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I figured that one more level of defense is going to be much more worthwhile and hopefully cause me not to die in the 6th palace, but I don't know. I mean, this game is just, it's going to be really rough from here on out. I mean, we haven't even started talking about the Great Palace yet, or the lead up to it. Man, known as the Valley of Death. Jeez, it's, like, that's maybe tougher than the Great Palace itself, but anyhow, went through there just to get the 500-point P-Bag. Obviously, we want to be getting 6,000 experience points by the time we get to the end of the 6th palace. That way we can get both level ups and be at 888 by the time we go into the Great Palace, which shouldn't be a problem, and I wouldn't recommend you do it otherwise, especially if this is your first time through the game, because this game is by no means easy, as I'm sure you can tell by my playthrough of it. Right here, I think I'm going to throw on the fire spell just because these Tektites, there's a few of them, and they can be really annoying if they jump you. Also, I don't have enough magic to use the life spell, so that kinda sucks, but oh well. Moving right along, as Link would do. So many little caves to explore, but most of this is just really unnecessary crap. I'm going to try to dodge a lot of enemies from here on out. Hopefully, you know, when I do get the kills, get like those 200-point P-Bags, because I want to have around 2,000 experience from this point on, but anyhow, we'll worry about that when we get to the end of the palace, I suppose, because it's another palace, too, where you can do a lot of little side tracking and get P-Bags, kind of like the last palace was, but that one was much more maze-like. So here you'll come to this open field, and you may be wondering, what the hell are we doing in this open field, Johnny? And I'll tell you what, you can use your sword to cut down trees. Boom! Well, if I wouldn't use the flute accidentally, it's the other button. And you come across the hidden village or town of Kasuto, not to be confused with any of the Naruto hidden villages, I suppose. But, this town is hidden because if you talk to more of the townspeople here, you'll find out that they were driven from their hometown by evil enemies that were lurking about. And we gotta pick up a few things here. We talked to this old lady. You don't need to bring her anything beforehand, and down in her basement, she's got the last magic container. Boom! Putting us at a lot of magic. So that will be extremely helpful. We're also going to be picking up the last heart container, so we're going to be maxed out and really prepped and ready to go for the 6th palace and the end of the game, really, because we're definitely leading up to it at this point. And ignore this. If you talk to those larger ladies there, they'll tell you about the River Devil, which was actually the name of that Snorlax creature that we were running into before. Because he's, yeah, that's, I don't know, she'll tell you. Everything in this game, if you're wondering, you know, like, how did you figure out where to go? There are people in every town that will tell you what you have to do next, but you might have to talk to a lot of people to figure it out. Here, this can be a little bit of a trick. Go down this chimney, I suppose. Another instance of Link using chimneys as transportation. And this old man will say, "Remember the magic word!" What's the magic word, old man? Spell! That's right, we got the spell! Spell. Yeah, that's brilliant. It was a very slow day and creative, I'm sure. Jeez, so the spell, you know, it's really not that great. We're going to use it once coming up right here. If you use it in a battle situation, it can turn a lot of enemies you run into blobs, which can be helpful, because they can really cut down on the amount of enemies that can actually do considerable damage to you. Here we just crouch down in the corner, use the spell, tornado comes and takes us away. No, not really, I just couldn't resist the urge to do a Castlevania 2 reference right there. Oh well. I'm sure that was lost on many of you. But we grab our little key, and this key is just like the key in the first The Legend of Zelda, where now we can open all doors, and I don't know if it's imperative that you get the key, but it definitely helps a lot. I think in the next dungeon, or next palace, and maybe even the Great Palace, they don't really give you enough keys, so you might need that just to get by. I mean, the way around it would be to use the fairy spell to get through locked doors, but we're going to be going through a lot of magic in the next palace anyway, because of the way that it's set up, but we'll worry about that when we get there. So, let's see what's going on in video game news, shall we? We've got, Kiefer Sutherland is going to be voicing Solid Snake. I don't know if you guys have heard this, it was the big news out of the Konami press conference, because they have their own little special press conference, just like how Nintendo's doing, like, their own little thing. I forgot when they did it, but I think it was a couple days ago. But, they didn't really say a lot. That was definitely their big deal, was that, you know, Kiefer Sutherland's coming on to replace Hater, and, everyone loves Hater because he was the guy that gave Snake his voice. He's been doing it since Metal Gear Solid. I don't know a lot about the Metal Gear series personally. I've never played through any of the games. I've dabbled with them. Definitely a series I should pay more attention to because it is, you know, pretty awesome, and there's no doubt about that. Just looking at what you see of the games, they look pretty awesome. I do have the original Metal Gear for the NES, if that's any consolation, but it's really not at this point. So over here we got a little Stonehenge scenario where we can pick up another 500-point P-Bag as we make our way down to the final palace into the desert area. And now over here to the right we're gonna have oh jeez, running into guys is what we're gonna have. There's a part container over here somewhere. It's just not very... I think I was on the right spot there before, but then I ran into a monster at the same time. Oh jeez, that always sucks when that happens. Luckily these guys are pretty easy if you do run into them. It's down, it's not up, I don't think, no. Oh, another one. Great! Yeah! Having fun escaping battles with Johnny. Yeah, that's what the series should be called. No, it's definitely not that far south. Come on, it's there. See? Oh, yeah, I was on that spot before. I'm sure I was. Anyhow, whatever. We got our last heart container, now we're good to go. Full of magic, full hearts. We're making our way to another battle, apparently, which we will quickly avoid. And we are going to use the flute here in between these three rocks. As some of the townspeople will tell you, it unveils the sixth palace. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to go into the sixth and second to last palace in the game. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. This has been Johnny Cage. Please subscribe, like, comment if you have not. Talk to all you awesome people later on.